Welcome again to another Dugout Steps game. This is July 17th, 1980. We have the Cleveland Indians at the California Angels. The Indians are 39-45. The Angels are 37-49. Um, the Both starters had interesting warm-ups. Both had wild five. Chris Knapp came in at ineffective for the Angels, and Len Barker came in at grooved for the Indians. And uh, the should be an interesting game for both. We'll see if either one of them can make it to the fifth inning. For Barker, he's hoping that the groove will keep him out of trouble, and Knapp, uh, that's just too many wrongs to make a right. But you never know. The dice may work in his favor. Three scoreless innings, and he's right back to regular ratings. So anything can happen. And let me get ball stat over here, so you guys will be able to see that. And we will start off with Delaney. Again, I am using my cards at the same time. So if things stop moving, it's because I'm moving cards around. I still like to see the artwork. I still like the feel of cards. All right, we have Miguel Delaney, 308, up against Chris Knapp. Chris Knapp's 5 wins, 4 losses with a 3.72. He's been overachieving because in real life he was 2 wins, 11 losses with a 6.14 ERA. So as you can see, he's doing quite well, and that will probably change today. With that, let's get on the right page and start rolling them dice. Sorry about that, multitasking and rather poorly at that. Okay, let's see what we got here. And he will at least make it through one batter. Um, the 11 will not be enough to walk Delaney. The 11 here will be a probable out, and 87 will be a line out to the first baseman. Nothing else to check. So Delaney goes down, L3, and that will bring up George Orta. George Orta's batting 329, and he's got nobody on with one out. And the wild doesn't come into effect. Had it, it would have walked him, but it did not. So here we go. 82 is a fly ball to right field with nothing else to check. Uh, so Knapp's gotten 2 of the 9 outs he needs to go scoreless to at least get his ineffective off him. And I'll bring up Hargrove with 2 outs. Hargrove is batting 290. And he will he will get the first hit of the game, and it will be at least a double. We'll check fly ball out. Nope, just a double to center field, and he will be on base with scoring position with 2 outs. And that will bring up Toby Harrah. Toby Harrah's batting 315, and let's see what he does. That will be it would be a probable out, but we see the 18 showing here, which would walk Harrah to begin with, but the 5 also kicked in, so the walk number is 23, which is way above Harrah's rating. So Harrah walks with 2 outs. Runner on second doesn't hurt too much, but that puts 2 on base with Ron Hassey coming up. Ron Hassey's batting 338, and Knapp gives up another hit. This one will probably cost him 64. That would be a single to center field. The 12 will probably help keep the batter down, but with 2 outs, you got to add 8 to the the runner's rating. So we're going to look to get Hargrove home from second, see whether we want to do that or not. Hargrove is normally a 2, add 8 is 10. And let's see what the numbers look like. A hit single, base runner speed 10. All right, fielder's 4, and his reaction is 4, so we don't add or subtract anything. You got a normal reaction, so that's 10 plus the range 10 is 20, minus the arm 6 is 14. Normally I don't try anything above 15, but we have Gray coming up, and he's a poor hitter, so I am going to try it. Oh, that is why I don't try it. It could be a reverse call if the batter avoids the tag. So let's go to the main chart front. As you see, the dice roll was 1 over the number 14. So we'll go to the main chart front and we look at the close plays, and we see that if there's one more, the actually, I got that wrong up there. It's the close play of the fielder makes a tag. So we're going to be looking for the fielder rate plus 10, and that'll be the coming from center field, and that will be the range. 1 to that will be the range for getting him out. So center fielder is a 4, so we need a 114 for him to be out. And we'll roll a 17, so he is actually safe, and Harrow advanced to third on the run, so already he's going to have to get a fresh new set of 9 outs to get out of his ineffective. Which brings up Gary Gray, who is batting 0. This is his first at bat of the season. If I'm not mistaken, he just got called up from the minors. And he has poor hitting to begin with. He hit 148 in real life. Manager doesn't know that, but he also knows that he did come up from the minors today. So let's see what Knapp can do against him. Not much. He got a hit. Welcome to the major leagues. And that goes to left field. And with that one showing there, we're just going to let the runners advance 1 base and not even try to roll. And that'll put 2 across. And Knapp's starting to struggle already, allowing 2 runs and 3 hits and a walk. That brings up Brohammer with runners on first and second, 2 out. Brohammer's batting 302. And boy, he's overachieving for the year so far, because he's batted 225 in real life, bearing in mind that he came over from, I believe it's either Detroit or Boston. So he's just come with his team. He's had 43 at-bats. And he will go out, barely missing the walk number. 65 will be a fly ball to center field. And that ends the inning. But they're already starting to do the damage as the Indians jump out to a 2-0 lead. And I'll bring up Rick Miller batting 254 against Len Barker. Len Barker is 8-9 with a 413. He is grooved in wild 5. And that will not be a walk. Will not be a strikeout. It will probably be an out. 23 is a ground ball to the third baseman. We have a slow roller up here, so we'll go Miller speed 3 against the third base 3. It'll have to be a 1 or 2 to even get a close play result, and is not. So he's out 5-3. That will bring up Dickie Thun. Dickie Thun's batting 207. He batted 255 in real life. And that'll be an out to hit possibility. No walk. 92 is to the pitcher. And let's go look at the charts on this one. The pitcher is a 2. And we need the ball and play chart first. We got a ground out to the pitcher catcher. 12 is to the pitcher 1. So main front, pitcher's rate is 2. Fielding, the range is 1. So we're looking at a 3 or less. 1 to 3. 1 to 3 will be a hit. And that's a 5. So he does not get it, and that will be out 1-3. And And that'll bring up Rod Carew. Rod Carew's batting 334 for the season, and he batted 331 in real life. It was an all-star. Oh, and he will get a hit to an out possibility. 19 showing, never mind. The Wild strikes again, and Curry draws a walk off of Barker, which puts a runner on first with Baylor coming up. We have a steal attempt 0. Carew is a 5, so he will not attempt to run. I don't usually attempt to run on two bases, two outs anyway, but Baylor is up, runner on first, and he is batting 208 for a season, well below his real life 250. And he rolls 35. 6 will not be a walk or a strikeout. 33 is a ground ball to the second baseman. 4-3, unless we roll an error. Infield 4. No error on the play. Out 4-3. So that walk doesn't cost Barker, and that's what I mean. The groove may be able to keep him out of trouble. It did in that instance. And that brings up Rick Manning. Rick Manning's batting 226. He batted 234 in real life. And he will probably be down on this one. 40 is a ground fly ball to left field, and that's nothing else to check. So yes, he flies out to left field. And that'll bring up Jerry Dibzinski, who was batting 222, right around his season average. And he will walk. So the walk bug is really hurting Knapp so far. And Dubzinski, let's look at his, he has a stolen base rating of 7, and we show a steal attempt 7 up here. So let's see, his lead is 16 and his steal base is 80. So let's take a chance at this. Runner's lead is 16. He got a bad lead. The catcher's throw is +10 though, so he's not very good at throwing base runners out, which should offset the bad lead. Let's try for it. 80 and stealing second, and caught stealing. Well, we rolled a 91. That would have been just about out no matter what. So anyway, we got a caught stealing. I would try it again just because the odds are in my favor, but it just didn't work that time. And that'll bring up Miguel De Linday. He lined out his first time up, and he's batting 307. He batted 341 in real life. He was really effective, but he is not this time. And he again goes down. 47 is a fly ball to left field. The XC does not check an error because the ball did not touch the ground. That'll bring up Jason Thompson for the home team, and he's batting 331. He was right around his real season average, and he will get a hit. Nope, he will get a walk. His rate is 17, so he will straight up walk, and that puts the leadoff base runner on base, and nothing else showing there. And he only attempts to steal on a 7 also. He's got poor speed, which means he'll be a hard one to get around the bases. Brings up Carney Lansford. Carney Lansford, 19 hit and run, so I don't want to really look for a hit and run. And we're not going to need it as he gets a hit. 61 goes to center field, and the 16, and not with the 2, he's not going to try it. So that'll just be a single. So the first 2 base runners are on. The first 2 batters are on, and that brings up Joe Rudy. Joe Rudy's batting 232. He's got 12 home runs on the season so far, so he is well above pace. And wow, he'll barely come in above the hit, but he comes in above it nonetheless, and that's 52, a single to left field. And there again, the 12 with the 2 runner up front, I know better than to even roll. That'll load the bases with nobody out on Barker, and this is what I was talking about. Grooved or not, all it takes is one base run, free base runner, and you're in trouble. Let's see if I can get him out of here. He's got bases loaded, nobody out. Freddie Paytack up. He's batting 249. And no hit batter. 82's under 86, so he'll probably be out. 45 will be a ground ball to second base. 19 is a far range, and as you see by the battle and play chart, that a 19 will advance any forced runner, so we don't even have to roll that. So he'll be out 4-3, but he will drive in a run on the fielder's choice. And or not on the fielder's choice, on the ground out. So it is now a 2-1 game. Brings up Stan Clyburn. He is batting a 105 on the season, but he's only had 38 at bats. He batted 179 in real life. These are the kind of batters you want to face when you got runners in scoring base your position. So let's see what Barker can do with it. He rolls a 5, and that will be a probable out. 15's not enough to walk Clyburn, and 54 will be a fly ball to left field. The 9's going to put it close to the fielder, so this should be an out. We do have to check for an error too. So wrong. That'll be an out. So that's the fly out to left field, and then we're going to go outfield 7, check for the error, and as we see, the left fielder drops it for one base error, and that will put another one across. So he's 7, and we now have a tie game. I told you this one could get ugly. That brings up Rick Miller batting 252. He grounded out last time up, and does not walk him. 46 will be a ground ball again to shortstop, but that 20 is not going to get an out. So that'll advance the runners. Let's double check that one. Let's go to the ball and play chart. Because the one runner is not forced. He can advance with 11 plus speed. So that will be Joe Rudy. And he's a 1. So he needs a 12 to score. I won't try that. I will hold him on base. There's where slow runners hurt you. So that'll be an out 6-3 with the runner on third holding. And Dickie Thon will come up. So with 2 out, Dickie Thon's batting 204. He grounded out his last time up. And can he get this going? No, he cannot. Wild pitch though. Got to check. Yep, we got a wild pitch. So all runners advance one base. So Dickey will get another chance at it. Wild pitch, put another one across, and that will be unearned. No, yeah, it should be 3 outs. That will be an unearned run. And Dickie Thon will get a second roll on his at bat, and he will not walk. He possibly will strike out. 15 is above his 8, so yes, he strikes out. But the Angels get 3, and turning into an ugly game. George Orta, he'll come out batting 328 against Knapp. They want to get some runs back here. And he will not get it. Oh, yes, he will. He will get walked as he rolled 16, and it's within the wild, which makes that an adjusted 21. So wildness is striking both of them here. And the lead runner, George Orta, is on. Brings up Mike Hargrove. Mike Hargrove is batting 292, and he has a 38 hit and run. So if we get a yellow number up here on this roll, we're going to hit and run. And we have it. So the count is productive for a hit and run. That 21's within his 38, so he protects the runner and knocks the pitch out. And we get the re-roll here. Oh, but we show a 20. With the 25 down here, Oh, that was far enough out of the strike zone that he didn't even have to try for it, and he walks. So we got the second walk on base. And App's not doing too well here. Brings up Toby Harrah, who, surprise, surprise, walked last time up. These guys got pretty good walk ratings. These were some patient batters here. You see, Orta, Hargrove, Harrah all have 18s. Mostly people have 20s. Some will have 19s, but they all have 18s. Um, really patient batters. They'll walk a lot, and that's bad when you have wild fives. So, that being said, and I'm using the cards, I forget to advance my batter. Toby Harrah. He is going to make them pay for a wild pitch. Catcher blocks it, no advance. And so he will get a hit. 47 will be a single to left field. The 13 is going to keep it close to the fielder, so we probably will not attempt to get that runner home. George orders a 3. I'm not even going to roll the dice. I know it's outside of the range I feel comfortable trying on. And we'll load the bases up with nobody out. So pay back some other as the Indians load them right up with none out, just as the Angels did in the bottom of the second. That brings up Ron Hassey batting 341. And, Ron Hassey's going to make them pay for it. 74 is a ground ball to right field, but it's close to the fielder. So we will look at Hargrove. He's a 2. We'll just station to station the runners and, cancel. Hit the double instead. Let me undo that. And let's do the single, not the double, Greg. There we go. It's a little more like it. So the Indians tie it up, and that brings up Gary Gray. He gets a little break with the lineup right here because Gray's not very good hitting, but the manager wouldn't know that because he's batting 1,000 on this season as he got a hit on his first major league at bat this year. Not symbol lucky on this one, but we got to check for a passed ball. No passed ball. No walk. That'll be an out. 14 is a ground ball to third base, but we got a 19 there. And they are forced, so that's going to be the runners advancing. Yes, runners advance, no roll. So out 5-3. And another runner comes in. So the Indians take the lead right back off of Knapp. And Jack Brohammer comes up with 1 out and runners on second and third. Brohammer, he flew out his last time up. And he's going to do worse this time up. 18, and he is a 19, so he does not walk. That's 7's within Knapp's range. 20's going to cover Brohammer. And no, it will not. Brohammer's a -20, so he fights off the pitch. And that will be a ground ball to first base, or wished he would have struck out because that 9, nope, nobody's in double play position. It'll be a ground ball to first base, out 3 unassisted, nobody's advancing. All runners hold. So 2 out, runners on second, third. Rick Manning comes up. He flew out last time up, batting 225. And he will probably go down. 13 comes into an 18. Rick Manning's a 19. No walk. 22 goes to the shortstop. Out 6-3, but we have hustle showing here. So Manning, with his 3 speed, can try to run this out. So we get a 1-3. He'll be safe. Nope. That'll be out 6-3. Well, they get out of it with only giving up 2 runs, which isn't horrible. But as you see, the game's getting away from them quick. This could be a high-scoring game. Rod Carew will come up, and Barker would like to get settled back in. He had a pretty bad last inning. He rolls a 19 because of the high wilds, and that's going to walk Carew. They're both putting their fair share of base runners on base. Carew will steal in range a steal attempt of 5, but it's not showing it all up there, so he'll stay on where he's at. Baylor is a 31 hit and run. With Crew's high speed, I will attempt to hit and run if we get a yellow number here. We do not, and we get an 11, which is probable out. 33, which goes to ground ball to the second baseman, and that's a high range, so that'll be an out 4-3 with the runner advancing. So runner on second, one out, brings up Jason Thompson. Jason Thompson's batting 331. And he will not walk. He will not strike out. He will fly out the right field. That's a deep fly. Let's try fly ball to home run. Nope. And let's go to the ball and play right chart. Fly out the right field. We're going to add 5 to the throw. That's a pretty deep hit out. We're going to add 5. We're going to actually add 10 to the base runner speed because he's on second. So let's see if we can advance from the third on the fly. 8 F flip out, and 15 for Carew speed. 4 fielder got a bad reaction on it, so he's not getting a sharp throw off the home, so that'll be no, actually that's a really good reaction. I'm sorry. And so he'll be on top of it and wing a good one home, so that'll subtract 3 from Curry's 15, make it 12, add 17 is 29, subtract 6 is 23, so we'll definitely try that, and he will wind up at third base. Out. F8, runner advances to third. So with 2 out, we have a runner on third, and Carney Lansford up. He's batting 231, and he singled his last time up. And he's going to do the same, though it is a hit to out, so it's not guaranteed yet. 56 on Lansford is a single to 7. 2's going to make it hard to overturn. 1, 2, 7. Third base rates 3. This is going to the third baseman where he can grab the ball before it goes out to the outfield. If he does, it'll happen on a 1 or less. Not much of a chance. And it is a hit. So that'll score the runner. And it ties the game back up. And that'll bring up Joe Rudy with 1 on and 2 out. And he singled his last time up. And he will not do it this time. You see the pitch count saved Len Barker as he buried Joe Rudy 2 and 2, added 3 to the range, so it should have been an 83 against Joe Rudy, but it was an 86 instead, so that 84 goes from a hit to an out. But Joe Rudy walks because Barker is wild, and again the wild bug is really hurting these guys. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see if I can put up with it until the 5th inning. Brings up Freddie Patek. Freddie Patek is batting 248, and he will probably go down. 98 is a foul out. 16's outside of that range, so we foul out to left field, X7. And now we'll bring up Jerry Dibzinski. And you see we're just trading around the lead here. And Dibzinski against Knapp. He barely got him out, but no, he's not going to. We have yet another wild and yet another leadoff walk. That is Knapp's 5th walk. I don't know how much more of this I can take. Delaney will come up. Delaney's good hitter and a good hit and run batter. So we'll call a hit and run. Should we get a yellow number there? And let's see what happens. Oh, we got a yellow number and we got a hit. So 94 is a infield single. Possible. Even's going to make it a little bit harder. And we got to look here. Doesn't say anything about infield singles. It's not a hit to out. It's even plus 5. Well, we even plus 5 it then. And that was a infield single 2 for third baseman. Third base plus 5. So he needs a 1 to 6 to get him out. And he gets a 3. So out 5-3. We'll run our advance. And George Order will come up. And he will probably be out. 17's not enough to walk him. 21 will be a ground ball to second base. Runner will not advance. Out 4-3. And that'll bring up Mike Hargrove. They can actually go an inning without giving up a run. Even Barker is in jeopardy of going ineffective if he gives up one more run, so that groove may not last him. Mike Hargrove with the runner on. That will probably, nope, not probably be out. That will be yet another walk. Boy, this hurts. I will take him out after this inning. Six walks is enough for me. I've seen enough. I'll bring up Hara, and yeah, definitely after this, because now he's giving up 5 runs. That'll be a hit to out. 84 with that 4 is going to be very hard to overturn. So Hara 84 is the right field. Go hit the out. 1 to 9. 3 or less he'll be out. He's not. Hits. Dubzinski with 2 out. Dubzinski's speed. Grounder to 9. Single to 9. What am I doing here? Wrong ball play chart. Single to 9. Run on second. No modification. And that's the guy we'll go for because you're going to add 5 to the guy on first base. So no modification. Dubzinski add 5. Add 8 more to that. So we're adding 13 to Dubzinski's 5. So we're adding 18. We're definitely trying to plate him. 9 hit. 1. We're adding 18 to his 5, 23. Fielder 4, he got the normal reaction, says 23 plus 11 is 34, minus 4 is 30, so yeah, he's in easy. And we'll let the runner advance to third on the throw. And Knapp is now giving up the go-ahead run again. And I will give him Ron Hassey. If he doesn't get Ron Hassey out, we'll make a move to the bullpen. We'll be warming somebody up during this at bat. And looks like he might get through it. No passed ball. 9's not going to walk him. 2's going to be a possible strikeout. Hassey's a minus 3, so now he fights the pitch off. Ground ball is shortstop. Nothing to check. Yes, there is. Slow roller to second base. So we take Hassey's speed 3. Subtract those second base 3. And we'll look for a close number. There is none. He's out 4-3 to end the inning. But that will be it for Knapp. When the Angels take the field again, they will have a new pitcher. We will try desperately to keep Barker in there for the win. But he's got to get 2 innings yet, and he hasn't been clean neither. So, with that being said, let's put Clyburn up to the plate and see what happens here. Clyburn will be out. 66. Fly ball to center field. Deep fly ball to center field. We'll check the fly ball to home run. Nope. No check over an error. F8. one down. That brings up Rick Miller. And Rick Miller, whoa, he will be hit to an out. 13-18, he's a 19. No walk. Hit for Miller would be 48-2. Single to center field. Hit the out 1-8. The 6 will make it a close one. Yeah, he'll be out on a roll of 5 or less, but nope, it's a hit. So he singles to get on base. First hit of the day for him brings up Dickie Thon. Dickie Thon struck out and grounded out. And he's a decent hit and run, so we'll try a hit and run here if we get a yellow. We do not. No wild pitch, so it's no hit and run. No walk. 4's in there, strikeout, but Dickie Thon's a -8. 1 doesn't cover that, so he fights out the pitch. That's 2. 2 is middle infielder. Dickie Thon bats right. That'll be out 6-3. And with that 8, that could be a double play. Double play is fielder's choice AB. Dickie Thon is a C, so that'll be an automatic double play, and that 2 right there means the base runner can't try to break it up, so it's out double play 6-4-3. So he gets out of that one. One more run and Barker loses his groove and goes straight to ineffective. All right, 5th inning. We're going to take Knapp out. I can't take any more walks or runs from him. He's got a poor line. It's 6 hits, 6 walks, 12 base runners in 4 innings. Yep, had enough. So, give me a second while we scrounge around here. We'll put the cards away. And we will bring over my handy dandy pitching status so you all can see how this works. And we are in the 5th inning. And we're going to look to see who comes in for the Angels. The home crowd is not happy. And it calls for Dave Lemanzik to come in. I set this up based on real life appearances and how many days they were available and what innings they appeared in. So this would be an inning that Lemanzik would normally appear in anyway. And new pitcher, Lemanzik. Does not bat. And he is pitched 26 innings. He's 5.88 ERA, winning 1 and losing 2. So he's getting knocked around a little bit in this replay also. He was with another team earlier this season. No, I forget who it was at this point in time. Well, maybe the Blue Jays. And we will warm up Lemanzik, and he is normal. So, and we'll flip it over and put pitcher 1-0. And so somebody with a little control will be in here. It's bad enough these guys have good walk ratings, but then you add a wild 5 to it, and things just get ugly. So that should bring up Gary Gray up against Lemanzik. Lemanzik's rated for... he can stay in for 3 innings, so he good guy to have out right now if he can just keep the runs down. So let's roll the dice and see how he does here. Gray goes down. That'll be an out. 59. Fly ball center field. Nothing to check. F8. All right, jigs up. Bring up Jack Brohammer. He's flown out and grounded out. And this time he'll stroke a single. 36 is a single to left field. Nothing else to check. And that brings up Rick Manning. Rick Manning is against righties. He's actually a little bit slightly better with men on base. But let's see what he does here. And he will go down. That will be an out. 30 is a Ground out to the shortstop, but the runner will advance out 6-3. 19 is too far range for him to do anything. If you look at the ball and play chart, you'll see forced runners advance on a 19. Dibzinski comes up. He's walked twice. And he got a hit that went out on this one. 65 is to center field, but that 10 is going to make it real close to the fielder. 11 or less, he will be out, and he is out. Fly ball out to center field, so that saves him a hit and possibly a run. And brings up Rod Carew against Barker, and we really want to try to keep Barker in here for the 5th inning to get the win. So Rod Carew will get a hit. 93, single to 9, 20. Actually, he's going to get a walk. That's 6 for Barker, so if he makes, that's 3 walks for Carew this game. He's doing his part. Baylor, good hit and run guy. We'll call it if we have a yellow. We do not. 17 will not walk Baylor. 18 will be out. 13's within his strikeout. 19 strikes him out as he's a -10. So out, strikeout. Barker needed that to kind of help even up his line score a little bit. It's going to be lopsided on the walk strikeout ratio today. And that will bring up Jason Thompson. And Jason Thompson is not a good hit and run, so we're just going to straight up hit. And that will be a little hiccup in the dice there. No strikeout with the 7, but then we're looking at a strikeout down here in the K range, and the 6 is above his +1. He's strikeout prone, so he will strike out. So Barker's trying to bear down. He realizes he's got a win at stake here, and all he has to do is give up 1 run, which he does not want to do. It brings up Carney Lansford. He struck out 2, walked 1 this inning. And can he get Lansford out? It looks like he will be able to. No balk, 9's no strikeout. 80 is a fly ball to right field, but we got to check the error. No error. So he gets out of the inning, and that's all we're going to do for Barker too. I'm going to pull him after this inning. The walks are just killing me. That'll bring up Delaney against Lemancic again. Delaney is grounded out twice, lined out, and flied out. And there's nobody on base. And he will not strike out. 75 will be a fly ball to right field. Check the error. No error. And that'll bring up George Orta. George Orta will stroke a hit. That'll be 47. Goes to center field. Single to center field. And that is a regular E, so that does not get an error check. So single to center field, and brings up Mike Hargrove. Mike Hargrove is good hit and run man, and we will try it. Looking for a yellow number up there for a good hit and run count. If we have it, and we do, we hit and run. That 42 means it's above Hargrave's 38, so he did not cover the runner. He swung through it. Runner's going to have to attempt to steal. I don't really have it set up in here properly, so what I'm going to do is I use the bad lead to apply the penalty you would normally get for a hit and run steal. So we call the runner's lead 0. And yes, he's got to attempt to steal. And that will be, boy, how quickly we forget. George Orta trying to steal. He's got a lead, a SB rate of 55. And he's going to steal second, and he's caught stealing. So Hargrove, despite being a good hit and run batter, swings, misses the pitch, allows the throw to go to second and catch Orta running, and he is caught stealing for 2 outs. Brings up Mike Hargrove. All right, Hargrove has walked twice and doubled, and he will walk again. There's no control to keep that 20, and Hargrove's an 18, so the 20 there says he walks, and Hargrove has now walked 3 times. Walks make me cringe. Toby Harrah, 2 out, 1 on. He singled twice and walked once. They haven't kept him off the bases either, but they will this time. 39 ground ball to first base. That 20 is going to make it a play where he's got to shove with the pitcher, and he goes out 3-1. So we will bring in a reliever for Barker. Now the win is, well, hopefully assured. Nothing's assured in a game like this. But let's take him out. Shuffle the cards around here. Get him put away properly. Bring over the pitching status. And that will be the 6th inning. So, 6th inning. And that will bring out Bob Alchinko. And Alchinko's 42 innings pitched, 5.91 ERA, 1-2, lost 4. That may or may not be a step up. We'll have to see. Fortunately, he'll roll. Hopefully, he'll roll a good warm-up roll and not that wild stuff. And he's about where he was in real life too. He's a 5.27 ERA in real life, winning 2 and losing 4. So, not the most effective guy coming out of the pen. We got him up there. Let's go over here. Bring out Alchinko. And warm him up. And wow, here we go. Grooved, overpowering stuff, and control 1. That's a nice warm up. The overpowering stuff probably won't come into play. And there's a +1 there, but if we roll a 1 in that D20 right there, that'll be an automatic strikeout. The grooved will definitely help. And Alchinko's coming in, and he's going to get serious here, and he needs to because he'll be facing Joe Rudy. And the first one in is going to be an out to a hit, probably. 47, but 12 probably will remain an out. 8, G, second base. 1 or less will be a hit. Nope, out 4-3, no error or anything like that. And then down goes Rudy. That brings up Freddie Patek. Freddie Patek is going to be out. 33 is ground ball to the second baseman, out 4-3. We have to check the hustle. Patek's speed is 5. 1-5, he'll be safe. 3. So he beats it out for an infield single. Little hustle play there brings out Clyburn, the runner on first. Clyburn, not really good at hit and run guys, so we won't try it. Patek, he can actually steal, but it's not a good roll. No walk, no strikeout. Probably out 37, ground ball to the second baseman. 5 will be a fielder's choice ABC, which means, let's see, Dubzinski's a B, so unless the shortstop can roll a 1 or 2 and turn to double play, it'll be a fielder's choice 4-6. And that's what it is, fielder's choice 4-6. So that brings 2 up, 2 out, and Rick Miller to the plate. And Alchinko's not doing horribly. He's kept the guys from getting in scoring position yet. Let's see whether he can do anything with Miller or not. And we should be able to put him down. No walk. 88 is a line out to be the pitcher. I'm almost positive. Line out, and that's to the Center field, line out one, yes, to the pitcher. There he lines it right back to the pitcher, who definitely makes the play. And down he goes. Brings up Ron Hassey. Manzik's good for 3 innings, so we don't have to roll any kind of a tired check or anything on him. He hasn't given up any runs, so we'll at least let him do this 3rd inning. Hassey against Lemancic, and that's probable out. Hassey, no strikeout, 74, fly ball to right field, 5 will make it hard. Out to hit, 9, and F. And on a 3 or less will be a hit, and he rolls a 2, so we have a hit. That would be a single then. It brings up Gary Gray, who's 1 for 3. And he's got a runner on first, and he's not a good hit and run guy, so we'll just have him bat away. And he will probably be out, and he will probably be struck out. Nope, Romancic's not a good strikeout pitcher, so that 13 is actually a ground ball to third base. The 20 will keep the runner from getting thrown out, so there'll be a runner will advance, and we have to check for an error. Infield 5, no error on the play. Out 5-3, runner advances. All right. So that'll be 1 out, runner on second. Brings up Brohammer, who has singled, flown out, and grounded out. And Brohammer will probably be down. 62, fly ball center field, nothing else to check. No advance, out F8. That will bring up Rick Manning. Rick Manning has grounded out twice and flown out, 0 for 3. And he will probably be down this time also. That's actually going to be a strikeout. The 3's within his range of 7, and the 12's over the 2, so he's struck him out. All right, that'll bring up Alchenko against Dickie Thon. Alchenko's been in for 1 inning. He is good for 2 innings. So let's see what he can do. Now, he rolled a 20, but Dickie Thon only walks on a wild 1 or better, and that's not, he's not wild, so there is no walk. He's probably out 39, it's going to be a ground ball to second base. Check the error, infield 4. No error, out 4-3. That'll bring up Rod Carew, the All-Star. He's walked 3 times. And this time he will probably have a hit. Looks good for that. 68 off a Cruz card as a single into center field. And he's been on base all 4 times today. Carew was stealing a 5, but we got nothing showing up here. Brings up Baylor, and here we go again with possible hit and run situation. We will say if we get a yellow number, we have the hit and run on. And we do not. So there's no hit and run on. 17 will not be a walk. 9 will not be a probable out. It'll just be a straight out. 74 will be a fly ball to center field. XE does not check an error on that, so it's just a fly out to center. Nobody advancing, nothing else to check. All right, that'll bring up Jason Thompson. And now we're starting to move a little bit better. We're not getting all them base runners. Jason Thompson. He is probably out. 62, fly ball to left field, nothing else to check. And that will bring up Dubzinski in the top of the 8th. And Cleveland's still hanging on to a 5-4 lead. Dubzinski's walked twice and flown out. Lemancic has pitched 3 innings. Well, if he rolls, he rolled a 2, so he passes his gas check. He has not given up a run, so he can continue for another inning or 2 yet. Or I could just bring somebody out for the final 2 innings. Let's bring somebody out for the final 2 innings. All right, pitching status, and we're looking at the eighth inning. He didn't do bad, but I just experience says we need to do this. I don't like keeping people out for more than 3 innings. All right, Lemancik's card out. Bring in John Montauk. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm not a linguist. English is my first language. And Montauk will come in. Take care of that on ball stat first. New pitcher Montauk. Montague. Montague. Suppose I could look it up on Baseball Reference. And let's bring out his card on all right, he warms up and has control 6. Pitcher 5-0. And he's ready to go against Dubzinski. Dubzinski's 230. We'll keep him in there. No walk, no strikeout. That'll be a ground ball, third base, out 5-3. Third baseman had to range a little bit, but it's nothing to check. Delaunay will come up. He is 0 for 4. It's unusual because he batted 341 in real life, and it's hard to bat that and go 0 for 5. So let's see if he can make something happen here. Nope, he will be 0 for 5 today as he gets the probable out there. 89 is ground ball to the pitcher, and we will check the pitcher for an error, but we know that's not going to happen because he's a 0. So out 1-3, and he's wearing a collar. Orta comes up with 2 out, and he would probably be out. 70 is a fly ball to center field. And it'll be hit if 3 or less. It's 14. He's out F8. All right, bottom of the 8th. Alchinko's in there. He's done 2 innings. He hasn't pitched horrible. But this is also a save situation. So let's roll to see if we can get a reliever in here. So again, we'll bring out the pitching status, and I'll keep the roll in the 8th inning from the last time, and that brings out Sid Monge, or Monge, or however you want to pronounce that. So let's bring him in. And you see he is 0-3 with 12 saves with a 3.66 ERA. So we'll put Alchinko into the showers. He did good. He got us there. It's worth a hold. Monge comes in. Or Monge. Never sure how to pronounce these names. And let's bring his card out. And warm him up, my favorite part. What kind of a pitcher are we going to get here? And it's another good roll. That swing and miss stuff with that 17K rate could be good, because that means anybody that rolls, say, 17 will be out. Okay, and he will be facing Carney Lansford. And yeah, we'll leave Lansford in there. We got to start thinking about pinch hitters now. But Lansford can usually light them up. He hasn't been doing so well this season, but he is good against lefties, so we'll leave him in there. And that pays off. As you see, he probably has a hit. That's a 93, goes to right field. And we'll also check the error on that. Outfield 9, no error. And Lansford strokes a single for the to greet Sid into the game. Brings up Joe Rudy. Joe Rudy's batting 234. He's a righty. He is not very good against left-handed batters, so I think we'll call in a see, we'll send a pinch hitter into the plate. So pinch hitter against a lefty, and that will be Bobby Grich. And Grich is batting 314. And let's get his card out here also. And we have a runner on first. Grich is not a good hitting runner, so he's just going to bat away. Does not pay off. And the 89 will be a line out to first base, and we need to check to make sure we don't have a double play here. Line out to first base 4, double play on a roll of 1 or 2, and he rolled a 19, so it's just a line out to first. Runner stays, and then it brings up Freddie Patek. Freddie Patek's pretty good against lefties, so we'll leave him in there. He's batting 250. And that doesn't pay off either. And he goes down the fly ball to center field. But we're not getting no strikeout rolls. And that'll bring up Stan Clyburn. Clyburn is batting 097. And he is not good against lefties. So he is better against lefties than he is against righties. All we need is that one run. Who do we got on the bench? That always makes it. You're replacing a catcher, you better damn well make sure you got a catcher on the bench still. We do not. I got a utility, 2 utility outfielders and utility infielder. Let's take a look at our lineup here. And yeah, we're stuck with him. Can't pinch hit for him. I don't have any other catcher. So, with that being said, I wonder if that was Rudy. No, they just have a new backup catcher right now. Wow. All right. So he stays in there to bat with 2 outs, and he's their hope. Clyburn does not come through. Does not strike. He does strike out. That 3 is in that range, and there's that swing and miss stuff coming into play. And so we pinch hitted for Joe Rudy. I brought Bobby Gitch in, so let's see if we can manipulate this around and keep them in without bringing anybody else in. Bobby Gitch can play second base. Let's see here. Let me go play around here. Bear with me a second while I do this. Okay, what we have here. Dickie Thon playing second base. Gritch can play first or second. So Thon, Rod Carew. DH is Jason Thompson, first base, or him or Carew, so we're not losing either one of them. So it would have to be Dickie Thon going to second base. I'm giving up second base for Gritch. And who we have shortstop is Patek, but that's all he plays. He could also go to third base, but that is Lansford. That's all that he plays. He can also go to first base, and we're back to Crew and them. So we will have to bring in a fielder to take his place. So let's do that. We need a left fielder in slot 7. That would probably be Harler's more used than Clark, but Clark's a better left fielder, so we'll bring Clark in. Clark will come in for Gritch. I could have replaced him for like Thon or somebody, but that's all right. And we'll go over here. D. Clark for Gritch and Gritch for Paytech. So now Rudy. So Clark out. Yes. Yes. Subs and hidden. In Clark and left field. In place player in lineup. Yes, sir. That's what we want, and we have it. Okay. Top of the ninth. Hargrove up against Montauk. Montauk's good for a couple innings, so he will have no trouble staying in. And yes, he will. He would have walked him, but his control 6 covers that, and at this point he probably wishes he had walked him, because for Mike Hargrove, a 5 is in his home run range to right field. So we'll check to see if it gets if the park can contain it or not. Pitcher's home run rate against a lefty is -2, and it is not. So Hargrove comes up and strokes one out to right field for a home run. It puts him up 6-4, and he walked 3 times, doubled and homered in this game. Quite a productive game for him. And Montauk lets one ghetto out of there on him. That brings up Toby Hara. And Toby Hara will probably be out. That could possibly be a strikeout, but nope. 4 is not higher than -8, so he fights it off. That'll be a foul ball at 20, which is a foul out to left field. X9. And that'll bring up Ron Hassey. No hit batter. Out 18, 5-3. Nothing else to check. And brings up Gary Gray. Gary Gray still batting .250. Not a big game for his first time into the majors, or at least this season. I'm not sure if he ever did before. And he will not walk. It'll be an out to hit. 94 is a pop out to third base. 7P. Third base is 1, so hitter 9 or less. Nope, P5. And that'll bring up the bottom of the ninth. And probable batters will be Miller, Thon, and Carew. Not bad ones to have coming up. Miller's batting .253. He's 1 for 4 this game. I will leave him in there. And he will walk, as the 6 isn't covered by the control 5, so Miller gets on base. And yeah, Angels fans start putting their rally caps on. Brings up Dickie Thon. Dickie Thon, he's batting .198. He's a righty against a lefty. In real life, he is better than this, but his manager would know that he is struggling right now. I will pinch hit for him if I can get Bert Campaneris. Let's see what our pinch hit rolls. Bobby Clark, Bobby Gritch, both have used. Let me look at the chart, see if Campaneris is even available as a pinch hitter. Save myself some time. Yeah, very rarely used, but he could come up. There he is. Yeah, we'll bring him in pinch hit. Pinch hit Campaneris for Dickie Thon. And he'll play second base if there's another inning for it. Control V, second base. See, had I thought, I'd have brought Bobby Clark in there and not had to do this change, but I didn't plan ahead very well. All right, pinch hit Campaneris. It's all right. Can't win them all. All right, Campaneris is batting 212. Not much better. And you can see from his card, he's decent against lefties. And he's not getting anything this time. In fact, he's actually striking out. So it did not make a difference that I brought in Campaneris. And that'll be one out with the right crew coming up. Crew's definitely staying in the game. He's good against everybody. And he will get a hit. And that will be a double to right field, but will not advance the runner all the way. So he'll put the runner on third, second, third, with one out. And the game's all of a sudden got interesting. And the fans are on their feet. Brings up Don Baylor. And Don Baylor's batting 203. And I'm running out of people to use. Pinch hitting, too. Don Baylor's not bad against lefties. He's just batting bad this season so far, so we'll leave him in there. No hit batter, probably out 26. Ground ball to shortstop, out 6-3. The 11's going to hold the runners, so out 6-3, and he does not give up a run. So that'll be two outs. Runners on second and third, and it all comes down to Jason Thompson, who's batting 323. He's a lefty, but he is pretty good against lefties. Not as good as he is against righties, but he is good against lefties. And it is not meant to be. Jason Thompson, 240 is a fly ball to left field, and that will be the ball game. So, and wing goes to Barker, hold goes to Alchinko, save goes to Monge, and the loss goes to Knapp. Check the box score, make sure that's what really happened. And they were ahead in the fifth inning and never lost the lead. So yes, Barker gets the win. Knapp gave up the 5 runs, takes the loss. Alchinko pitched effectively for the hold, and Monge got the save. Correct. So we will update the teams, and I thank you for joining us. And as you saw, it was an ugly game with the both starters rolling wild 5, and it turned into a pretty competitive game nonetheless. And the Indians take it 6-4. Thanks again for joining me.